Golden Drum of SOKOTO'S Wall, an African Storyfire classic. In the days when the wind still carried the voices of the ancestors and drums spoke louder than the words of kings, there stood a mighty wall in the city of Sokoto. Behind that wall, people said, slept a golden drum, a drum that could call rain, bring peace, and bless anyone who beat it with a pure heart. But for many years, no one touched it, for it was said that only a heart clean as morning water could wake the drum. Until one day, a young boy named Hassan decided he would try. The city of Sokoto was a place of stories and songs. The ground was red like fire clay, and when the sun rose, it painted the walls of the houses gold. Men sold spices, leather, and shining cloth at the busy market square. Women sang as they pounded millet, and children ran barefoot, chasing goats through the sand. Every evening, when the stars came out, the elders sat by the fire and told stories. Their voices danced like the flames. They often said, "Greed blinds a man's eyes, but wisdom opens them." The people of Sokoto respected their ancestors, their traditions, and the power of the drum. For to them, drums were not just for music. They were voices of the spirit. In this city lived a boy called Hassan, the only son of a leather worker. He was quick, bright, and full of energy. He could repair broken drums, carve carried charms, and tell jokes that made even old men laugh. But Hassan had one problem. He wanted to be great. He wanted people to sing his name and say, "That is the boy who did what no man could do." So when he heard of the golden drum behind the old wall, his heart burned with desire. He said to himself, "If I find the drum and make it sing, the world will know my name." His mother warned him, "My son, something shined to test us, not to bless us." But Hassan only smiled. "Mama, I will return with glory." The elders said that the golden drum was hidden behind a wall so ancient that even the oldest Griot could not tell when it was built. Some believed the first king of Sokoto hid it there to protect the land. Many had tried to find it. Some went and never came back. Others returned silent, their eyes full of fear. Still, Hassan's heart was strong with pride. He said to the boys at the market, "Why fear an old wall? I will beat that drum and bring honor to Sokoto." The others shook their heads. "The drum is not for the proud," said one. "Then I will prove the elders wrong," said Hassan. One morning before the sun rose, Hassan tied his leather sandals and packed a small bag, some dry food, a water gourd, and the small charm his mother gave him. As he walked through the sleeping city, the desert wind whispered through the palm trees. At the gate of the old wall sat an ancient griot with white hair like cotton. He was playing softly on his talking drum. He looked up and said, "Young one, the wall does not test your strength. It tests your spirit." Hassan bowed and said, "My spirit is ready." The griot sighed, "Then may your heart not forget its home." And with that, Hassan stepped through the gate and into the quiet of the desert. As Hassan walked, the desert sand began to whisper. At first, it sounded like the wind, but then he heard voices, soft and tempting. They said, "Turn back, Hassan. Take this bag of gold and live a happy life. Leave the drum to the spirits." Before him appeared a golden sack, glittering under the sun. Hassan reached for it, but as he touched it, the sand turned hot and burned his hand. He pulled back quickly and said, "Gold is not what I came for." The voices faded, and the desert fell silent again. Later he reached a small river, whose water was so clear, it looked like glass. When he bent to drink, his reflection rose from the water and began to speak. Why do you seek the drum, Hassan? To make my name great, he said proudly. The reflection frowned. The heart that beats for pride will never find music. Hassan grew angry. He splashed the water and shouted, I came for the drum, not for riddles. The reflection melted away. The river went still. By the time night fell, he reached the great wall of Sokoto. It was tall and old, covered in carvings of ancient kings and warriors. Before the wall sat a figure made of smoke and moonlight. It beat a silver drum that sounded like thunder and rain. The spirit looked at Hassan and asked, What song will you play if you find the golden drum? Without thinking, Hassan replied, A song of my greatness, so all the world will know my name. The spirit laughed, a deep, rolling sound that made the sand tremble. Then you will find silence, it said, and disappeared, leaving behind a single golden feather. At last, Hassan entered through a crack in the wall. Inside was a wide open space, silent and full of silver light. In the center lay the golden drum, shining softly like a sleeping sun. Hassan's hands shook as he touched it. He struck it once. Nothing. He struck it again. Still nothing. Then he heard his mother's voice in the wind, soft and sad. My son, the drum speaks, only for those who beat it with love. Tears filled his eyes. He thought of his mother, his father, the laughter of the market, and the griot's warning. He realized that he had come not for the people but for himself. Slowly, he wiped his tears, placed his hand on his chest, and whispered, Forgive me, ancestors. Let this drum sing not for me but for Sokoto. Then he struck the drum one last time. This time, a deep golden sound filled the air. Soft, warm, and powerful. It rolled over the desert, across the markets, through the sleeping city, and into the hearts of everyone who heard it. Even the griot by the gate smiled. When Hassan returned to Sokoto, he carried no gold, no jewels, only the golden feather from the spirit drummer. The elders gathered around him. Did you find the drum? One asked. Yes, said Hassan, but it does not sing for pride. It sings for love. From that day, Hassan changed. He no longer bragged or chased fame. He became the village storyteller, teaching children how to use their gifts to serve others. And sometimes, when the wind blew softly at night, people said they could still hear the golden drum beating faintly beyond the wall, reminding them that greatness lives in a humble heart. Moral and reflection. He who seeks greatness through pride finds silence, but he who serves with love will always hear the song of the ancestors. And that is why, even today, the people of Sokoto say, the wall may hide gold, but wisdom hides in the heart. If this story touched your heart, remember, like this video, subscribe to African Storyfire, and share it so the wisdom of Africa never dies.